I probably found the easiest AI faceless YouTube channel niche currently on YouTube. This channel started just 2 months ago, has only posted 13 videos, already has multiple videos with almost 1 million views, and currently has over 80,000 subscribers. And here another one in the same niche also started 2 months ago, has multiple videos with over 700,000 views, and already has over 25,000 subscribers. And these channels are making thousands of dollars every month. And the crazy part? You can literally create these videos in less than an hour without any experience in video editing. So let's take a look at one of their most popular videos.
Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." In this light, how can we cultivate mornings that align with this stoic appreciation for life? Reflect on the transient nature of life. One of the foundational pillars of Stoic philosophy is the profound understanding and acknowledgement of the
I think you get the point. These are motivational and inspirational videos based on the ancient Greek and Rome Stoic philosophy. And you will only need 3 things for these kind of videos: peaceful sounding music, some AI-generated images of extremely muscular ancient Greek statues, and a deep voiceover.
preferably this exact voice. Because again, everybody uses the same one.
Wow, creativity's hard work.
And I will show you where you can get this exact voiceover. But first, let's start with the images. You will need these dramatic images of muscular statues in an ancient Greek or dark surrounding. And I'm going to show you how to generate these with a free AI image generator. But I'm going to do even one better, because it is extremely important you make your videos highly engaging. And to stand out from the competition, you will need to do something special. So I will show you how you can make your videos at least 10 times more engaging in a matter of minutes with one simple trick. I always like to use Leonardo as my image generator. You get 150 credits for free every day, which is more than enough to create images for these videos. I recommend to use the absolute reality model for these images. I tested over 50 different prompts for this video, and this one came out best. You can find it in the description of this video. Simply copy it and paste it in Leonardo. You will probably need to give it a few tries before you get one you like. This is exactly what we need. I always recommend you upscale the image before you download it. You can do this by selecting the image upscale button at the bottom of the image. Now download the image. If you want to have the person in a different position, like for instance sitting down, you will probably have to adjust the aspect ratio of the image. If you choose a 16:9 aspect ratio, the image will be wider. So if you want to change the position of the person, you simply add this to the prompt after the first sentence. For instance, sitting in a chair. And I actually want to look at the person from the side. So I will add that to the prompt as well. Perfect. There is a second statue, but I'm going to cut that one of later, so that's no problem. Again, upscale the image and select download. Next, you want to go to Canva. Select create a design and choose the presentation format. Upload the images you made. Now here is what you want to do. Select the image, go to edit photo, and choose the background remove function within Canva. As the name suggests, this feature will remove the background of your images, leaving you, in this case, with only the statue. I'm also going to cut off this second statue. You also want to do the same for the other image. And here is where you want to pay close attention. I'm going to show you 2 extremely simple methods how to bring your images to life. A quick one and one that takes a bit more time, but is also much more impressive. To bring such an image to life, you want to work with layers. For the quick method, you are just going to work with a foreground and background. And for the other one, you will need a foreground, middle ground, and a background. Let's start with that one. The person is of course the foreground. For the background, I'm going to look for a video that matches the scene I want to create, preferably with a bit of motion. For instance, a thunderstorm with mountains. which will look very dramatic. Let's enlarge the video so it fits the entire screen and place it to the background. Now for the middle ground, I'm going to search for an image that again matches the scene, like ancient Roman pillars. Lovely. Again, select the image and go to Edit Photo. I'm again going to use the Remove Background feature. Enlarge the image so it fits the entire screen and place it behind the person. And you want to do this so you can see if this is roughly the overall style you are looking for. Now let's set up the other one. For this one, I'm just going to search for a smoke video to add to the background. And don't look at the colors, just the video itself. I'm going to show you in a second how to blend everything perfectly together. Now what you want to do is to separate every layer. Simply copy the page and delete one of the two layers. And do the same for the other one. Now you want to download every image and video. However, you will need to download the images and videos separately. For the videos, you want to select the MP4 file type. Pick the pages with the videos, and select Download Pages as separate files. For the images, you want to select the PNG file type. Pick the pages with the images and select Transparent Background. This is very important. Now select Download. Alright, now the fun part begins. You now want to open your video editing software. I highly recommend CapCut, simply because it is entirely free and very user-friendly. Import the files you just downloaded. So, you want to always start by placing the background on the timeline first. For instance, the smoke video. And then on top of the background, you will place the foreground. In this case, the person. And make the duration of the image of the person longer by extending it. Now to make everything blend in perfectly together, you want to select the video and go to Adjustments in the top right corner. Scroll down and look for the saturation slider. Drag this one all the way to the left. This will remove all the color, which will make it a black and white video. I also recommend you play with the brightness and contrast sliders to make the video more dramatic. I have set the brightness to -30 and the contrast to 25. And you want to do the same for the foreground image. Set the saturation slider all the way to the left. However, this time you want to increase the brightness. For instance, to 20. The last step is to select both the image and video. Hit the right click on your mouse and select Create Compound Clip. This will combine the two into one. Because if you want, you can now add a subtle zoom effect which enhances the dramatic factor of your video. To do this, you simply select the clip and go to the video options in the top right corner. Go to Basic and look for Position and Size. Now add a keyframe. Drag the timing bar to the end of the clip and add another keyframe. If you now increase the scale of the video will gradually increase in size from the first keyframe to the second, like this. Alright, now the real fun part begins. Again, begin with placing the background first, then the middle ground, and lastly the foreground. Extend the images so they have the same length as the background video. And you want to again go to Adjustments, set the saturation sliders all the way to the left. Decrease the brightness and increase the contrast. You want to do the same for the middle ground. And again for the foreground you do the same, but again, this time you increase the brightness a bit so the person stands out a little bit better. To bring the image to life, we are going to use the same keyframe method as I used for the zoom in effect, but this time to make the background and middle ground images move from the right side to the left side of the screen. First, select the background. Increase the scale a bit, for instance to 130%, and if necessary, adjust the height placement. What you now want to do is again add a keyframe at the start of the clip. And this time you want to set the position X value to, for instance, 300. You want to play a little with this to find the best settings for your clip, but this is a good starting point. Then drag the timing bar to the end of the clip and again add a keyframe. And now the only thing you want to do is to adjust the value from 300 to -300. And as you can see, the background is now moving. The next step is to do the same for the middle ground image, but this time with less movement. So again, scale the image a bit, but this time less than the background image. So for instance 110%. And let's set the X value to 150. Don't forget to add a keyframe. Now drag the timing bar to the end of the clip. Add another keyframe and change the X value from 150 to -150. And as you can see, the background is moving faster than the middle ground, giving you the effect like the camera is moving around the person. To really finish it, you can add a blur effect to the background and middle ground. To do this, you want to go to Effects in the top left corner and look for the blur effect. Place one on top of the background and set it to 30. Do the same for the middle ground and set this one to 15. Again, play with it to see what works best for your scene. The last step is to again select all 3 clips and make it a compound clip. And if you like, you can then add another zoom in effect. And when you are done, you will get something that looks like this. This is such an easy way to make these videos look extremely high quality. And keep in mind that you don't have to make completely new scenes for every video. You can easily repurpose these in multiple videos. Just make sure you switch them up. Now let's move on to the voiceover. But before I continue, I want to quickly mention that I grew my Faceless YouTube channel from 0 to 70,000 subscribers in 4 months, and I made a course on how I did this, which is available right now. The link to this course is in the video description. Once again, thank you for your patience. Now for the voiceover, you of course need a script. And a good script is crucial for high retention. Normally you don't want to use ChatGPT to create YouTube scripts for you, because this will always lead to the basic "Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel" scripts, which you really want to avoid. But let me show you one of my secret and incredibly simple tricks in making amazing scripts with ChatGPT. Here is what you want to do. Paste in this prompt. Again, it's in the description. For this prompt you will need 2 things. Your own basic information you want to incorporate in your script, and a transcript of a viral video you want your video to be inspired on. I simply grabbed 7 Stoic quotes from the internet. And for the transcript you will need to go to YouTube. Go to the description, scroll down a little, and go to Show Transcript. Now select the 3 dots and select Toggle Timestamps. Now simply copy the transcript and paste in the prompt. And with this prompt, ChatGPT is now going to rewrite your information in the exact same style and layout as the viral video transcript you gave it, which is obviously a good script since it is getting a ton of views. Now copy your script and go to 11 Labs. This is where we are going to create the voiceover. Again, I have put all the links and prompts in the description of this video. So if you want to test out this method, use these to get started. First, go to Voice Library, and you want to look for the Marcus voice. I have put the direct link to the Marcus voice in the description if you can't find it. This is the exact voice every one of these Stoic channels are using. Simply select Add to Voice Lab. For this voice, I would suggest you set the stability to 50%, the clarity to 70%, and the style to 0. Now copy your script and paste it in. In this case, my script is too long, so I will have to generate it in 2 parts. Now select Generate. It's worth noting that you do have a free plan where you get around 20 minutes of voice generation for free every month. However, if you use this on YouTube, you will have to credit 11 Labs. But paid options already start at $1. You will also need some ambient background music. I always like to use Epidemic Sound for this to make sure I'm not going to get into copyright trouble. They have one of the largest libraries of copyright-free music. Simply search for ambient and pick one you like. Once you have everything ready, import it in CapCut and place them to your liking. Between scenes, I would suggest you add a long black fade transition. To do this, go to Transitions in the top left corner and look for the black fade transition. Drag it between the scenes and extend the duration to, for instance, 4 seconds. The last step is to add subtitles. To do this, you want to go to Text in the top left corner and select the Auto Captions feature. This will automatically generate captions based on the voiceover. Place them in the middle of the screen, Pick a font you like and adjust the styling to your liking. And that's it. Now let's take a look at a part of the final result.
Every morning as we arise to embrace a new day, we are granted a precious privilege, the gift of life itself. To breathe, to think, to enjoy, and to love. In the spirit of Stoicism, we can cultivate mornings that align with this profound appreciation for existence.
I actually made a full 8-minute version as a test. You can find the link to this one with all the links to the tools used in the description of the video. And if you like this video, let me know by giving it a like and subscribing to this channel. This will help me make more of these videos for you. Until next time.
Alright, so I'm currently at my dashboard on smmshiba.com, and do not get confused by the website names. SMMShiba and SMMDodge are actually the same website. So all you have to do once you've created yourself an account here is to go on list, click on this category icon, select, and here you want to select something, basically any option that says from with video. So I'm going to choose this one right here, and this should be already fine. 2014, 2017, yeah. Now I'm going to click on buy, confirm, and now you can go onto your product orders and you will see this is pending. All right, the order is now completed. This didn't even take 2 minutes. What you want to do now is you want to copy that ID, and we want to be organized, right? Especially if we have multiple channels, you will not find them again. So make sure to save it somewhere.